Here we are at the lesson on the income statement. I hope you have a better understanding of the balance sheet, which was the lesson before this. And you can see the importance of the balance sheet depending on the organization you're in. But now this lesson is about the income statement. And for anybody who's in any leadership position, typically this is where you spend most of your time. This is where your budget's against your revenues and your expenses and how well you're doing. And so this is where you spend most of your time. But there's real importance about the income statement and understanding the income statement and tracking when your revenues are and tracking when your expenses are. And if you don't understand it perfectly, you could misread monthly financial statements because things don't happen evenly throughout the year. And some of your income is not cash. Sometimes you have to do what you call accrue. And so that's if you have government funding, let's say, and the government funding comes in arrears, where that means you've incurred some expenses and then you bill the government for it and they pay you for it, you would set that up as revenue and a receivable on the balance sheet. Remember, receivables on the balance sheet. And if you don't, your income statement can look way off. You won't have enough revenues to offset the expenses you have, and you think you're doing really poorly. And so it's really important to understand how the income statement works and how things flow through the income statement. Expenses that you set up accounts payable and you put in, and to understand the various categories. And so it's important to understand where your main source of revenue is from, how dependent you are on that revenue, understand the various categories of expenses. And the thing about expenses is sometimes they can hit you unexpectedly, and so you need to be aware of that and what categories are lumpy, because you can feel like you're doing okay, and then all of a sudden you get to a period in the year when all of a sudden you hit with a major expense and you'd forgotten all about it. That's where the budgets really come in. We'll have a lesson on budgets to talk about that. But it's important to understand the income statement and the categories within and the makeup and how it's set up within the organization you work. Everybody has their own way of grouping accounts together. And within the Salvation Army, heavily dependent on the regional accounting centers. They're the accountants. Again, don't get too caught up in how the accounting works. Just try to understand the statement itself and the information that's contained within the statement. And that will go a long way to helping you in your leadership and to financially managing the organization, to ask the right questions. And the other thing I would say, as you get into higher positions, whatever they might be, quite often you'll have managers underneath you, department heads that run various aspects of the organization. Don't try to be the person that does it all or knows it all. Be heavily dependent on those individuals to help you understand the numbers. Make sure that you're talking about them and you're reviewing them. Because numbers are just numbers. It's the activity behind and what's going on and what's going to happen in the future that changes the numbers. And understanding what that is will then help you to understand the income statement. So good luck with this lesson. And as you realize, the net profit of the income statement ends up on the balance sheet. You would have seen that in your balance sheet lesson. So good luck with the lesson. Again, any questions, reach out to me anytime. Bye.